Do you need a realtor when you're buying new construction? Part 2, because I talk too much and we couldn't fit it all in one episode. Yeah, it's just the way it is. I am Carolyn Smith. I'm the team leader of the Coastal Estate team with Compass, and I am going to tell you the second half. So 8 reasons why you need a realtor when you're buying new construction. But this is the second half. If you missed the first half, please go back and look at the previous episode and you will learn so much. So anyway, starting with reason number 9, inspection coordination. So a builder will tell you, oh, well, we have our superintendent, we have our internal checks, you have the municipality that's coming out and doing inspections for the permit. You do need your own inspector. And as a realtor, I'm going to be looking at things for you. You may live locally, you may be looking at things for you, but we are not inspectors. You need to hire an independent third-party inspector that you've hired that works for you to go out and do at a minimum 2 important inspections. The first of those is the pre-drywall inspection, where they're going to be checking all the mechanicals, your HVAC, your electric, your plumbing, your roof. They're going to be checking all the things that exist prior to the drywall going in and covering all that up. And that is a non-negotiable inspection for you. The other inspection you need is the pre-closing inspection. That should be occurring about 2 weeks prior to closing. You need that done as well so that the builder is going to fix all those things prior to closing. They're not going to move into a warranty type thing. I do have clients who have said, I want to do full milestone inspections along with the county or the city or the town, whatever they're doing. I want full milestone inspections. And there are inspectors that will do that for you. I encourage you to do whatever inspections make you feel comfortable during the construction process. Do not skip your independent inspector. Super important. The builder will tell you that you don't need them. I have not had a builder yet who says, we love those inspections. Please bring your own inspector. Joy and happiness when you bring your own inspector. That's not going to happen. They're going to tell you don't need one, but you do. Problem solving and advocacy is something that the realtor can really do for you because let me tell you, construction is a human endeavor with a lot of moving parts, a lot of people involved. So there are going to be problems. There are going to be mistakes and errors. It is normal. The question is, how will the builder fix those and take care of them so that you are made whole, made happy by the end of the construction process? A lot of times, a buyer does not feel comfortable when they go and they say, this doesn't look right to me. This grout line doesn't look right on this tile. Or I don't think that's the color that I picked for my floor. When you don't feel comfortable as the buyer, or when you do then actually ask the question and you're given an answer that that's fine, that's normal, you may just let it go. The realtor is there to say, yeah, no, that's not okay. I'm going to make sure that this gets fixed. And our job is to then, again, be the liaison between you and the builder and ensure that these things get fixed and that you are made aware of that's not okay. It needs to be fixed. And what are they going to do for you? And you may think, well, that doesn't happen very often. Happens all the time. And something that I forgot to mention in the previous episode is that we also negotiate and advocate for you in terms of the contract and prices. So are prices always negotiable with builders? No. There are times that, the market's hot and yes, everybody's lined up. They're holding lotteries. People are camping out. That's different. But in a normal market, a realtor can and should negotiate on your behalf in terms of incentives, lot price, overall price. There's only so much a builder will do because they're worried about the appraisal, and what they sell one house for affects the value of future homes due to appraisal. But there are ways to get you incentives, and a good realtor will be able to do that for you. So we advocate for you before, during, and after the build. A realtor will coordinate with you with the lender. So you may say, well, That's not a big deal. I've worked with this lender before, or this lender was recommended, or I'm using the builder's lender, which happens quite a bit because a lot of times the builder will offer incentives to use their lender. That's fabulous. I love that you're using the builder's lender. I love that you're using the lender you used before. But as the realtor, we are coordinating to make sure, have they done the things that they need to do so that when the build is done, you can actually close. And you would not be amiss in thinking that there are sometimes issues there. There are sometimes things that prevent you from closing. I have a closing on a new construction in 2 days. And yesterday we were blowing up the phones between the lender and the builder and the title company to get last minute things done, because if those didn't get done yesterday, they weren't closing in 2 days. My client has no idea that that was going on. They would not have been able to handle that on their own because, for one, they didn't know that that needed to be done yesterday in order to close in 2 days, but also they're at work. They can't stay on the phone. That's what we do for you as realtors all the time. Number 12 on my list is the final punch out. It's not your final walkthrough. Your final walkthrough happens the day of closing. Your final punch out. And this is, again, when your inspector should be coming in too, but you're going to go in. If you are not local, your realtor can and should and will do this for you. This is where we are there for hours, marking every little thing, checking every little thing. Because remember, the inspector is worried about the structure of the home. They're worried about, does the electric work at every outlet? Can I open and close the windows? But they're not worried about cosmetics. They may mention cosmetics, but that is not the purpose of a home inspection. In most cases, they're going to not be there with their roll of blue tape, marking every little area where there's paint problems or there's sanding problems or the baseboard does not match properly or does not dye into the casing properly, or you have a scratch on your cabinets, or it's sticking when I open and close certain cabinets, or I notice a little scratch in your brand new quartz countertops, or the seam doesn't line up properly. These are the types of things that we do at that punch-out walkthrough. You should not skip a punch-out walkthrough. Again, builders may tell you it's not necessary. Most builders, I think now, do schedule them, but they sort of, if you go and you're not, I'm going to go through and mark every single wall and mark every single issue that I have, they're not necessarily going to do that for you. And when I say not necessarily, they're not going to do that for you. You have to be your own advocate, but you also should have a realtor who's skilled in this, who's going to help you and help you understand that you need to do this. So for another new build, I have one closing next week. We went in and noticed that, interesting, but the plumbing fixtures, which they specified, they wanted chrome. They wanted the look of chrome. They liked the look of chrome. But those plumbing fixtures don't look like they're chrome to me. They look like they're nickel. And there is a difference between chrome and nickel. But my client wanted chrome. So we call the builder. The builder says, oh, I think it's okay. I think it's fine. And then I said, no, it's not fine. It's not chrome. And so then they call the plumber and the plumber says, but that's more expensive. We put nickel in. My client didn't care that it was more expensive. Now, if I had not been standing there, would they have kept pushing? Honestly, with this particular client, no, she would have let it go. But I looked at her and I said, are you okay with nickel? Do you want nickel? It is more expensive. Do you feel that it's an upgrade for you? Or are you going to be unhappy because you really wanted chrome? She said, I really wanted chrome. And I said, you have to change it all out. I told the builder's rep, the superintendent, you have to change it all out. It has to all be chrome, and it has to be chrome before we close in a week. So they're changing it all out. But this is what your realtor should be doing for you. And you should not be afraid to go to your realtor because, again, the realtor represents you. Number 13, lucky number 13 is setting up services. Hopefully the title company or the builder is letting you know what you need to do. A lot of times you're getting that information at closing. How do I set up electric? How do I set up water service? Do I need to go to the post office? Do I need to get a key? Is there a central mailbox? What are the services? How do I set up internet and cable? And so finding out this information on the day of closing can be super stressful. So we are giving you that information at least 2 weeks in advance, sometimes a little bit sooner. All the services, what are the providers, contact information, can you set it up in advance? A lot of the title companies will tell you, oh, you have to go in person to set up your water, which used to be the case, but you don't have to do that anymore. So we're going to give you the website. We're going to tell you how to do that so that you can get your services ready to go on day one. All you have to do is unpack and set up your sheets and, all the fun things. And you don't have to worry about having your services turned on. Number 14 on my list is the final walk on closing day. So prior to actually going to your closing, signing all your closing papers, you're going to walk through the house one last time with the builder's representative. At that time, that's when you normally get all your warranty information. So they're going to be providing you a lot of information on that day prior to your closing. But one of the most important things that you're going to do on that final walk is you're going to make sure, remember 2 weeks prior, we did that punch out walk. You're going to make sure that all the items from your punch out walk have been completed. You're also going to make sure there's nothing new because there's been people in the house for 2 weeks. Maybe you have carpet somewhere, maybe carpet in the bedrooms. Maybe somebody came in with a muddy boot and stepped on your carpet and left a big boot print in the middle of your carpet and it didn't get cleaned. You want to make sure before you go sign your papers that there is a revised final list. It's going to then transfer into a warranty list. Okay, it's going to go out of construction and move into warranty. But you want to make sure that you have that list and that you've signed off on it. The superintendent may get and rated and reviewed and may get bonuses based on how many things are on that list. And they may encourage you. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this has happened, okay? Where they're saying, you don't need to write that down. We'll take care of that. You don't, that's not a big deal. Write it down, put it on the list, make sure it's there and make sure you have signed and the superintendent has signed before you leave your final walkthrough. Super important. And your realtor should be there with you to, again, help guide you and help you not feel pressured by the builder or their rep not to write things down or not to note things that you're not happy with. You do need to make sure that you're taken care of. And the realtor should be there to make sure that that's happening with you and for you. On the closing day, after we've done that, we're going to move to the actual closing. We're going to go to the closing table. You're going to sign all your final documents. You're going to get your keys. Everything's wonderful. But just like with resale homes, when you go to the closing table, there might be questions. You might have questions on some of your closing documents, your loan documents. The realtor will be with you at the table to answer those questions and make sure that it's not just you and the title company. When you work directly with the builder's rep typically would not attend your closing with you. As the realtor, we are there to make sure that you got your survey at closing, that you understand all those documents. And look, if there's a question and your lender is not there, that we stop, pause, and we call the lender and we get your questions answered. So again, your realtor is your advocate. They are your liaison between all those moving pieces. My last point in why it's so important to have a realtor assist you with your new construction purchase is post-closing help. You buy new construction, things are not going to be perfect. There are going to be things you find after closing. The builder has a builder's warranty. You're going to know what that warranty is when you signed the contract, because remember, the realtor helped you with that. You know all the terms of the warranty. You know how to contact the warranty department should you have a warranty issue. What happens if there's a problem and you feel like they're not taking care of this? And does that happen? Yes. Unfortunately, that does happen. You should be able to reach back out to your realtor. We are there for you after the closing to say, let me get back involved. We are going to go to the builder for you. We are going to say, hey, this isn't okay. The warranty department is not doing what they're supposed to do. We're not getting the results we need. And we're going to go up the chain with you and for you until you get the result that you need to get your problem fixed with your new construction home. Are we perfect? No. Can we accomplish everything? No. But can we do so much more than you can do on your own? Absolutely, 100% yes. And I will say to you that I think, everybody starts as a realtor, a new realtor at one point. Like we all had day one on the job as a realtor. And is that realtor going to do everything they can for you? Yes. Is that realtor the best realtor to assist you with a new construction purchase? Maybe not. I'm a believer in realtors should have mentors. If maybe the realtor's part of a team or part of a group, but if not, look for a realtor who has a specialty or an understanding of construction if you are doing new construction. I say that with all respect for all realtors because I really do think that as realtors, we have a great purpose in helping buyers in all different types of purchases. But I really think with new construction, it is helpful to have somebody who has a background in construction or an understanding of construction. And there's a lot of us out there. But if you're looking for new construction, I hope that you will reach out to me. I would love to help you. My name again, Carolyn Smith. I am the team leader of the Coastal Estate team with Compass. 17 years selling homes, condos, townhouses, lots, new construction here on the Space Coast. But prior to that, 15 years owning a custom home building company. And so I would love to help you with your new construction. It's a joy for me. It's something I love to do. I love the design. I love to help. I love to advocate. My contact information is included, or you can message me on whichever platform you're watching this on. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.